Hello everyone and welcome to this week's results video. Today we will be looking at the 4th round of the Automation Beam Championship Season 6. The founding father of the championship is Nev Cohen, the championship is run by him as Abraham Lincoln, and the hosts, which are like the next presidents, but they all reign together at once. We had a choice this round. You could build a K car and get a points boost, but settle with a car that is possibly slower, or you could go full mayhem and choose the YOLO option, which meant that you did not have to hold yourself to the K car measurements, so you could build a bigger car with an engine up to 800cc. In this video I will be commenting on your cars as always, however, most of you guys chose to build a K car. There is not a lot of variation in your builds, especially measurement-wise for the car and the engine. I'll try my best to make it good though, so let us begin. We start the train of cars with the Hiroshima T06 DPA edition, built by, you guessed it, 06 DPA Tuning House. The lime green accents on the front of the uniquely designed car make me say yes, that is a sporty car, even though it has the power of a blender. After that we have the Tanoshi KFR 800cc built by Ace Tuning. This car went wrong in a few ways. It is called the 800cc, which is also the max amount of cc that is allowed this round, and yet this car has 859cc. Even though it has an engine that is too big, it has 0.4 horsepower less than the legal K car we've seen before this. Alpine Auto entered a scared kitten in the shape of a car. The Sherbert Super 660 Turbo is made for people who need to get groceries fast but do not want to exit their car while entering the shops. It looks pretty quick, even though it has the power of an electric toothbrush. Next is the Beetle Spider concept. It is built to impress, and impress it did. With a first place in aesthetics and finish and a second place in automation scores, this cool white future racer is a sight to behold. The car looks amazing and slightly like the smaller nephew of the VW XL1. It also looks quick, even though it has the power of a vending machine. The boys over at Bradtech Industries Limited entered the Colt AZT for this round. The small plum-colored City Dasher was built for pure speed. A dual-clutch transmission and a 0 to 60 time, which is relatively close to acceptable, are very necessary for a car with the power of a hairdryer. Next we have a new team. Burke Builder built the Estrella 660T with an X in front of it, which I forgot to pronounce. It has yellow rims, a black paint, a white bumper and a star on the hood. That sounds like it was styled by a 6-year-old, but that might be the exact thing you need this round, even though the car has the power of a vacuum cleaner. Another new team, Clutch Kick Performance is here, and they brought the Suzaku Lancelot. The Red Rocket was pretty quick to 60 and also relatively speedy around the industrial course. With a mid-engine layout and a dual-clutch transmission, this thing is a speed machine, even though it has the same power as a curl iron. Now feast your eyes on the Delco Nano Sport 660 GTI. The orange wedge of fun is front-engined and rear-wheel drive. It has a 6-speed manual and it weighs less than a postage stamp. That sounds like a bucket full of fun to me, even though it has the same power as an air conditioning unit. Dreamer Technica International entered the Eurocity Barchetta K. The cabriolet of nightmares looks like someone scared it a lot and it has still not recovered. Poor thing. Anyway, this time the car is front-wheel drive and front-engined, which might give a handling problem because the car has the same amount of horsepower as my PC. The 656S is the car DuffTech Automotive entered for this round. The clean and shiny white K car lurks in the shadows of an alleyway. It also lurks in the shadows of the 10-second 0 to 60 time, coming in at just over 9.5 seconds. Impressive, especially with a car that has the same power of a washing machine. Next up is Fennec Motor Racing, who entered a small panda bear trying to look like a car. The Classia Fendario TDV has more power than most of the field. Maybe that proved to be a bit of a handful, as they are sadly also slower than most of the field. GAA Motorsport Division is another new team this round. They entered the Micro 660, which is a very fitting name for a car entered in this round. The car has exactly 660cc and exactly 63 horsepower, which is about the same amount of power as my food processor in my kitchen. GMI Factory is our 4th new team this round. They entered the GMI ZX32RS. I very much like the fact that they have gone for a different body than the biggest part of the field, so kudos for that. With 86 horsepower, it is a wolf among sheep. GVC Motors entered the car equivalent of that stick figure meme, an impressed face. It is called the Cascadia Vachon K Sport. This is one of the most practical cars entered in this round, as it looks like it has room to haul around actual things. Not too big of a thing though, as it has the same power as a microwave. Next is Hispania Motors Incorporated Razor. It is a short name for a short car. The car sadly did not do great in the automation and aesthetics categories, while it did do very well in the lap time part of the competition, even though it has the same amount of horsepower as my power drill. The Split TZ660F is the car that HT Automobili entered for this round. The car looks very much 90s and very much like a shoe. The car is very light and it has another DCT. The 0 to 60 time is just below 10 seconds, which is a very good job seeing as it is front-wheel drive, and it also has the same power as a circular saw. Kaito Motors entered an egg called the Shinoda STI. I would like to imagine that the diesel version of this car would be called the Shinoda STD. But anyway, who doesn't want this car? It looks amazing, it has a mid-engine and it is rear-wheel drive. It is very light and it's very quick. Sadly, it has the power of a laptop. Now we have the Kincaid Motorsport with the Pulsar K630 concept, aka the doorstopper. It is called the 630 because it has exactly 624cc as the engine size. The car is rear-engined and it has a pushrod suspension, which sounds very sporty, until you see that it has the same power as my thermostat. Next is the Conida Starpod base trim built by Lanzone. The pretty red car is powered by, you guessed it, a 660cc turbocharged inline 3. It also just has under 63 horsepower, which is exactly the same amount of power as one of those very big cell phones from the 1990s. Latino Motors entered the Myra. The car has an interesting look. I would describe it as the love child of the first generation Fiat Panda and the last generation Suzuki Jimny. The boxy shape sadly ate some time of the 0 to 60 time, but that is to be expected when your car has the same amount of horsepower as a large candle. Morton Racing is next, another new team. The car they entered is the Jura, which is one letter short of hooray, which is coincidentally the sound the team made when they realized they scored a third place lap time finish. Very well done, especially with the same amount of horsepower as a small dog. Merja Cars is next with an unfortunate accident. It seems like Merja washed his Subaru Impreza WRX STI on a too high temperature and now it has shrunk. Oh no, I was wrong. It's the XO Mark 1C. Must have been the colors which confused me. Anyway, very quick lap time for a car that has the same horsepower figure as 2 wheels of Parmesan cheese. Next is MY Motorsport with the amazing looking Targa Sport. The car is named after the fact that the car has a Targa roof and that the fact that it is a sports car. You wouldn't believe it. The car fits the K-car rule regulations for as far as I can see, which means it looks cute and it has the same amount of horsepower as Belgium, which is very little. Nexus is Nexus with the nebulous Kaise. Nexus is also new this round. The team is also apparently run by a German cat, which is cool. The big mouth koi carp of a car scored relatively well, especially for a newcomer. Well done, even though the car has very little horsepower, around the same amount as 750 grams of potato wedges. Now, Overcome Corporation has entered a car that looks very much like the face a very old cat would pull if it just ate a full lemon. The Mercury has a very small and very cool twin-turbo Boxer 6 engine, producing the same amount of horsepower as my aunt Diana. On your screen right now is the POC Motorsport FMC Sakura 660. The Blue Beauty looks racy, ready and really good. The mid-engined rear-wheel drive space-framed car looks and sounds like a blast to drive, which is very impressive for a car with the power of a wheelbarrow, with 63 horsepower. Next we are greeted by the very happy sunshiny yellow color of the Proto Racing Haya Shuriken. The car name sounds like a sound a ninja would make and then the name of an actual ninja. Anyway, it is cool, yellow and powerful. With a powerful I mean the same amount of horsepower as 7 small guinea pigs. Proton Motorsport is next with the Moriana Cusio MR. The car looks very cool and very blue. Even though the car is a K-car and is very small, it is surprisingly heavy. It isn't always a good idea, especially considering the fact that the car does not have much more horsepower than a Shrek 3 DVD. Raven AG built the Giordano Umazo GTR. The shrunken Ferrari-looking speed machine scored a scorching hot third place in the statics, which is very well done. With that medal in the pocket, Raven also drove around the track in a very quick time. It is even more impressive when you realize that the car has the exact same amount of horsepower as a double cheeseburger menu with fries, 2 mayo and a medium strawberry milkshake. Record Motors entered the blue pill to the red pill, which was the previous car. Just like in the Matrix, the blue pill is pretty much the same, but slightly worse. I don't know, I've never seen the movie. The car is called the 780C Ti because it has 780 horsepower, which is a lie. Instead, the car has the same amount of horsepower as a small child. Now we have the Nezumi TS built by SA Motors. The car is small, grape-colored and shoe-shaped. The peak of performance. The car has a 5-speed sequential gearbox, which is cool. It also has a double wishbone suspension all around, which is also cool. It has the same amount of horsepower as this Word document I wrote for this voiceover. Sealer Motor Company is next. They made the lime-colored Zoom Boy. You know what they say? Zoom, 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 zoom. I want you in my room. The car looks cool, and it looks cool while doing it. The aluminium panels make it light, which is needed because it has the same amount of horsepower as my left windshield wiper. Look, Mom, there it is. It's that cool mini Ferrari that everyone is talking about. No, little Timmy, that's not a mini Ferrari. That's the Baccarat Ace, built by Shibuya. The car looks amazing, and I think it fits the K-car rules. Well done. Also, it has the same horsepower as the hydromatic spatula SpongeBob uses in the first ever SpongeBob episode. Now, we have the Smons and Van and Sons KCA63, which I ruined the pronunciation of. The car is a toothpaste-colored, angry-looking car. Me and Smons both built our own version of this car. This one did not score very well in aesthetics, but mine wouldn't have done any better, because it looked like a terrified frog. Which is an amazing coincidence, because it also has the same amount of horsepower as one. The Subin SKA, the perfect van for a man. Oh no, this is the Subin SKA. The car is powered by a 63 horsepower, 660cc engine, which is not a big surprise. What is a big surprise is that the car is a mini supercar with a mid-engine layout and push rods all around. The car is pretty quick for a car with the same amount of horsepower as your mom, lol. Next is Suck My Exhaust with the very beautiful Koyama 660 Sport. All of a sudden, Strop decided that he would not only be very quick, but the car would also be very pretty. Which is a scary development. Second in aesthetics and in lap time, which is impressive, seeing that the car did not have more horsepower than a fax machine. Tehran. Oh yeah, voiceover. The Tehran Tiny Sport is a tiny car with a tiny engine and a tiny spelling mistake in the name. The quick metallic green city street demolishing machine has the same amount of horsepower as a toaster. Did you see what I did there? Next is Team Van with another van. This time it's the Van 4, probably because it is the fourth van they have made. I have to say I'm impressed that they keep pushing out vans and scoring relatively well with them too, even though this one has the same amount of horsepower as the song American Boy by Estelle and Kanye West. Next is Twongy Works, who entered a very good looking Honda E lookalike contest winner. The Hayashiko Bamboo 80S is one of the few cars powered by an 800cc engine. The engine produces an amazing 83 horsepower and blasts the car to 60 in 10 seconds flat. Nice. Now we have the Taipin MR8HR. This is the only car powered by a V8 engine in this round, which is amazing, seeing that some people, whom I shall not name, might have said that this round would only be done with inline engines. Nevertheless, nice and quick lap time. Next is the CSC 660 Turbo built by Waffle Motors. The car demolished the competition in the automation rating category, for which I say well done. The car has no roof, which is cool. It also has the same amount of horsepower as the average Dashwood. Lastly, we have the fastest car this round, built by Bâton de Fromage. The car is named the following: very good car, but legal for once, clone, trim 54, clone. The car has a very specific aesthetic, namely that of a very cheap computer mouse made to look like a non-existent sports car. That being said, it did score a third place medal for the automation category and, of course, a first place lap time finish, even though it has the power of a lawnmower. And now we have the round 4 results. Just like last round, Betos is in first place, scoring just 1 point more than second place, which is Suck My Exhaust. In third place, like round 3, is Waffle Motors with 69 points. After Waffle, there seems to be a massive gap down to fourth, which is occupied by Smons and me. We are 1 point in front of Kaito Motors and Raven AG in a tie for 5th place. Batons is close behind in 7th, which is very low for the cheese team. Interesting things to note is that both DuffTech and Merja and PG did very well, and Team Van did the exact same as previous round. Now, I am sick of this table, it should be ashamed of itself, and I refuse to comment on it anymore. Now for the round 4 drivers results. August 1, Strop 2, Critical Set 3, nice. And 4th is Smons, and behind Smons is Multiplan 5th. In 6th is Waffle for Waffle Motors, Mission System is in 7th, and in 9th we have Betos. To round off the top 10 we have Mergia Cars, whose driver HDGT did extremely well. Did I forget any driver in the top 10? I don't think so. Anyway, The rest of the table is yours. Let's go! Breaking news! Beetles and Bâton de Fromage changed places. More breaking news! Oh no, never mind. Strop is still third. Waffle sadly is not third anymore. With just 1 point difference in the Engineers Championship, Waffle is kicked down to 4th place. In 5th is Smons Hovervan, and in 6th is Kaito, who both overtook Shibusa. The same happened with Record Motors and Kincaid, who both overtook HC Automobili. The rest of the table is too dangerous. It is only recommended to go there if you're an expert in reading, so go there at your own risk. For the Drivers' Championship, the situation is the following. There is a high chance of crying coming from the Smons region, as they have dropped the position in this championship. August overtook him and stole his 2nd place position. Exciting. A lot of things happened in the rest of the table, and frankly it is very late now and I still have a lot of stuff to do. For example, sleep. So I'll leave you to it. Peel the avocado, look at the table. Peel the avocado, look at the table. There are winners and there are losers. Peel the avocado and look at the table. Now, this is the end of the video, and as always I will finish the video with a cool animal fact. There once was an American senator who had a pet moose, which sadly died after falling down the stairs of his house because it had drunk too much alcohol and was therefore drunk. Now, from me, the mods, and Nev, good night and until next time.